Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronny Haze, and this is my full Walking Dead comic collection. Now, if you are new, once a year in January, I do the full comic collection video, and then every 3 months, I show you guys any new comics that I picked up, whether it's Walking Dead or other additional titles. Now, I already tried recording this video, but it ran almost 2 hours long. I have it in the editor now, and it's just ridiculous. I'd have to trim so much to get it down to 40 minutes. It's just insane. Half of that is me saying, oh, this is an awesome cover, this is a cool cover, whoop-de-whoop. I'm going to cut all that out, start with the most recent issue of the first prints, then we'll move over to the variants and try to wrap this up quick. Now, in the previous video last year, the previous full collection video, I got a lot of questions about my storage. I use a simple comic box I got at my local comic book store, or you can find them on eBay. They are the short boxes, and then I just use the old-fashioned bag and board. I do want to transfer over to Mylar. I'm looking into that. I want something really sturdy. I would like something that's sturdy, or maybe a see-through backing board. I've been hearing and seeing people talk about new see-through backing boards, because some of the comics have art on the back of the comics. Some of the comics are wraparounds. As far as storage, I am not like an official comic collector, so I really don't have any extra special tips for you guys. One of the most requested question I got in the previous comic videos: what got you into collecting the Walking Dead comics, as far as collecting them specifically? And one, it was the story. First, it was the TV show. I wanted more Walking Dead. It was the story that got me reading and stay reading the comic. But collecting the single comics was the art. The art, especially on the cover, is something I fell in love with. And that is why, at the end of the day, I collect it. I read for the story, and I collect it for the art because it's gorgeous. We are going to start with the most recently released. I'll grab them out here and we'll take a look. Now, the ones I will say I got doubles of, I don't think I have to show you every single one, but here's the Whisper of War 162. 163 is coming out tomorrow, too, so that's exciting. Here's 161, got doubles. 160, got doubles as well. 159, doubles of these. And then 158, got doubles of these. Now, if we go over to the very first part, 157, I actually have one second print of 157, and I have doubles of 157 first print. 156, this is a glorious cover. It's also a key issue because of a character death, so I got 4 copies of 156. Here's 155, nice picture of the woods there. I love the color scheme on this. 154, got doubles of that as well. Here's 153, doubles. 152, doubles. I'm going to kind of burn through the first prints because I think the variant covers are the ones that are seen a lot less often by fans, especially new ones, so they're more interesting visually. Here's 151. That's an awesome one with Dwight on it. Here is 150 with Rick, all beaten and bloody. 149. I got 3 of these. I love this. This is one of my all-time favorite covers with Rick and Negan there. I would love if they did another one with Carl and Negan, similar to this but a little bit different. That would be epic. Here's 148 with Alpha on the cover crying. 147, 146, again another one with a gorgeous color scheme there. 145, I love that, the way the red pops off the white. Here's 144. I had to get 3 of these. I got my doubles because this is a key issue with some deaths in it. So it's 144. Cool looking Rick too. Here's 143. That's a nice color with some silhouette art on there. 142. I will say they kind of dropped the bomb. They dropped the ball on this one, I feel. At first, I initially thought this was a cool cover, but now thinking back, I'm like, damn. There was so much build-up in the story of danger lurking, danger at any moment, either the Whispers or Negan, and I truly feel like in the world of The Walking Dead, they should have Rick in the crowd, Andrea, Michonne, Maggie, Carl, characters we know and love, not these random yahoos. You want to keep a mystery Negan in the crowd, go ahead, but now that I look back on this cover, I just can't understand why they didn't have, characters we're connected to. I don't know. Oh, man. 141 with the Psych Out Negan breakout. 140 with Maggie and Sophia. Here's a gorgeous cover right here. 139. 138, Alpha's first cover appearance. We got 137. This is an awesome mugshot of Carl. That's a really cool mugshot of Carl. 136. Nice. 135 with Maggie and Jesus interrogating Lydia. Yeah, Sophia. Here's a sleeper hit. I love this damn cover. Still to this day, I love this. This is 134 with Jesus and Lydia. That is awesome. Here's 133. This is another cool one with Whisper sneaking up, hidden among the walkers. And one of my all-time favorite comics issues plus covers, 132. Got doubles of that as well. I love that cover. 131. This is a really cool cover. This is a sleeper hit because this cover at first, fans were like, man, this is okay. But the way it connected to the story, this cover is amazing. Again, one of my all-time favorite covers, 130. I can't wait for them to use this on the show somehow. Do some kind of promo where we have, you know, Rick and Daryl or Rick and Michonne, and then you got Walker's The Rain. It doesn't even need to be a part of the story. Just a promo with this kind of visual. Man, I wish that would happen. Here's 129. That's a cool one. Here's 128. I do like this cover. I like how it looks like that. 128. We have 127. I'm still trying to hunt down the second print to this bad boy. Here's another 127. Now, I have doubles all the way from 127 to current issue. And then we're going to go into some issues where I got sent, you know, extra issues by mistake because I was in the middle of moving. I explained that in detail in the previous full issue comic video. Here's 126. This is the all-out war with one character portrait in the middle and then showing a little clip, a little preview of the war. Here's 125. Here's my doubles of 125, so I have 3 of those. I have 4 of 124. That was clearly part of the mistake. Here is 123. I got 3 123s. Here's 122 with Heath on it. That's a cool one. I like that. I like that a lot. Here's 121 with Negan in the middle. There's another cool one. Michonne on 120. This is another cool one with Rick and, I was just about to say, yeah, we had Rick and Negan on both sides there. I like that. One is if they're plotting what to do next, and one is if they're about to attack. All right, we got 119. Yeah, 119 with Dwight in the middle. And we have doubles of those, so I got 3. We have 118. I got my doubles of those. And then this is actually a third print of 116. And here's a second print. I'm sorry, that's 117. And then I got my doubles of the first print, 117. These are the second, third prints that I like the least, where they don't change any variant cover. They just put a second print up here in the corner. You can see it says second print. Yeah, that's the second printing right there. Next we got 116. That's also a second printing. And then I have my doubles for 116. And then we go into the 115 awesome variant second print, but it has a fold out banner for All Out War. This is definitely a key issue in my opinion. It's not like all that valuable, but if you're a collector and you're just getting into this, hunt this down because it's definitely a cool one to have in your collection. Here's 115 cover A. This is going to kick off the All Out War. We'll show you the rest of them when we get to the variant covers. Here's 114, got doubles of that. That's a cool one with Jesus. 113, got doubles of that. 112, another cool one, got doubles of that. We got Carl down there. I'm covering him with my finger, but 111, that's another cool. Wait, I gotta show you that. I can't cover that up. 111, got a bloody Negan after he killed Spencer. Here's 110. This was a mistake, clearly. It's one of my least liked covers, and I got 5 of those. That was definitely a mistake from the shipping error. Now next up we have one of my personal holy grails in my collection, because I've been searching for years and I've never found a duplicate. This is issue 109. Now this is the regular issue, but I grabbed 2 issues that day. I grabbed a double, and the double was a blue. I guess this is technically a defect. There was no green. If you look at them side by side, this is definitely missing. Where is it at? This one's definitely missing the green. And if you look at even Maggie too, she's a lot less colored and detailed. It's as if it's faded. It looks on the camera as if it's faded, but it's truly not. The colors are sharp. It's not faded when you look at them up close. It is just missing that green, and I don't know if they just lay the green over. I don't know how the coloring process is. I know a few people, I'm trying to search for another blue one. A few people have sent me images of theirs, but it's a little bit off, and they got to get it in the right lighting, and that's not what I mean. Like, if you just pop them out and put a flash on them, take a picture, hold them up to light, you could clearly see the difference. There's no messing around what angle, you know what I mean, what kind of flash you have. Is it in the right lighting or settings or whatever? Because a lot of people will be like, well, hold on, I got to get it in the right light, and it's not. You put it out in front of the light and you can tell. Now in this green one, it has blue tint in the windows. If you look real close, it's got a green logo and it's got the blue tint in the windows, and then it has a little blue tint on the grave and then like in the grass kinda. And the blue one has a solid blue. That's why I'm saying it's not like faded color, and it has the blue in the windows, but it's missing that green. And if you look at the green on Maggie and Sophia, it like makes the colors crisper, it like makes them brighter. But yeah, this 109 is a one of a kind. I've been searching for years. Plus it's fun. It's fun to pull it out to other Walking Dead fans and say, hey, look at this, check this out. And every time I bring that up on online forums, it's ridiculous. People go nuts. They want to buy it. That's the first thing they ask, is if they could buy it. So it's kind of cool to have that. Anyway, here's 103. This was the first time where it clicked in my dumb brain to buy a double, because it's the first appearance of Ezekiel. Now for this one I bought 3. Here is 107, only got the 1. Here's 106, love this cover. But I got doubles of this later on, not at first. Here's 105. And a lot of the times when I was picking these earlier issues up, when I first started collecting, they only had like 1 or 2 left. So I wasn't really thinking about, you know, a whole stack being there. Here's 104. I got doubles of 103, didn't even think about it, and I only got doubles because I love that cover and I thought maybe something crazy was happening, and I wanted to hang that cover up because it looked so cool with Negan and Rick there. Here's 102, Something to Fear. I could never find any of these in my comic shop back home. This is when I started reading. Here's 101 with Dwight there looking kick-ass. Here's the 3rd print of issue 100. Here's the 2nd print of issue 100. When I first started reading the comic, it was issue 97-ish, 98. Well, I read the 2 compendiums, and then I went to the comic shop looking for 97. They were sold out. It was already released like, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I went to the comic shop the next month, but I was like a week or 2 late, and it was for 98, and it was already sold out. Same thing for 99. Around issue 101 is when I went there a few hours into it. It was already sold out, but they had a 100 reprint for our 2nd print. So I grabbed the 2nd print, or maybe it was like for issue 103, I think, because it was when I scored an issue, so I think it was for 103. They had this still available, so I said, screw it, grab this. I thought, man, someone's going to be dogging me because it's a 2nd print. I didn't know any better. It turns out now this is one of the most valuable 2nd prints because it's the first full cover appearance of Negan, you know what I mean? So that was pretty cool. But yeah, when I first started getting into it, I was like, man, you fucking nerds, because every time I would try to go, it's sold out. So I'm like, damn you nerds. Here's issue 100. This, man, I love that. Look at that, the way it pops. Yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. Next up, we got 98. I'm missing 99, and these are only singles. I don't have any doubles. Here's 97. Yeah, I love these covers, but only singles from here on out, pretty much. Here's 96, the conclusion of A Larger World. We got 91. That is a very sexy cover. 84, 2 of my favorite No Way Out covers. 84 and 81, right? 82, sorry, I knew that, but 82, I love this with the walkers in the street. Love that, love that. Here's 75. Here is 62 with Andrea, another great one. Here's 60. This is crisp. I remember finding this, snagging this and this one at the same time. The colors are just fantastic, especially this one. The colors pop on both of them, honestly, and they were mint as hell and cheap. That's 58. We have issue 50. This is the second print, and this is what I'm talking about. This is a fold out, it's a wraparound cover with Rick on the other side. This is one of the comics I want to get a double-sided case for, something like that. I'll look into it. Here's the first print of issue 50. This thing is awesome, and there's a variant of Rick in that same cover style. Alright, so here's 46, and I love these red background earlier issues, and the very first single comic issue I even picked up after reading the compendiums, and while I was waiting to get to the shop to buy one of the newer issues. This is issue 18, and this thing is pretty cool. I think I got this because it was dirt cheap, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to collect, you know, and I later found out it was dirt cheap because there's a whole bunch of stains on the back of it. I was pissed, like water stains. Now these are the specials. We're going into the specials that they're not the most popular comics to get, but they show a new story for Tyrese. I got doubles. We also have a special for Michonne. There's another one out there. I think it has a different color I'm trying to hunt down. Maybe it's a second print. I only have a single Michonne, and I have a double special for the Governor. And there's a Negan special coming out this year. And then, of course, the free comic book day, I have doubles of that one. Now, let's get into the variants. We're kicking it off with the most recent, the Whisperer War 162. Man, Negan looks like the villain from The Mask, except for he's not green. I love these. These are all connecting covers for the Whisperer War 161, 160, sorry, with Rick kicking ass. We have 159 with Andrea. Oh, I love that look of Andrea. That is awesome. We have 158 with Jesus here, and then 157 with Michonne. This is a second print, and we have 3 first prints coming up. I'm sorry, no, we went overboard. We have 2 doubles, so we have 5 prints of first issue of Michonne 157, and then 1 of the second print for those variants. Next up, we have issue 150. These are the blank sketch variants. We got 3 of those for 150. This is the Jason Latour 150 variant. Love this. He's doing Southern Bastards. That's a must-read. Here's one of my favorites, too. Ryan Otley. Such a favorite that I grabbed a print of this, a signed print. So you can also grab signed prints of this. You might even have some available. I don't know. Definitely look them up. Here is my doubles, so I have triples. I only did that because my local comic shop put an extra in my bag, and I was checking out, and I noticed it. I was in the middle of talking. It was one of those things. It was like, oh, $3, whatever. Here's 150. Got doubles of that. Tony Moore cover, one of the coolest. And some of these variants, man, are so cool. Here's the 150 retailer exclusive. Here's a trick. The hype goes unbelievably high when these are hot and new and everyone's afraid of not getting theirs. You wait months and months and months and months, and then you'll see the price drop. I remember I saw somebody buying this for $30 online like 7 months later, and people were trying to sell it for like $200, $300. It was crazy. And then once I saw that people were buying it for $30, $40, that's when I started watching it, and I got it for dirt cheap compared to what a lot of people were paying for it. But if you watch what you want, wait till the hype dies down. That's when you pull the trigger. Next up, one of my all-time favorite variants, and another one I want to display because it's a wraparound, the 144, I think it's a San Diego Comic-Con variant. Oh, I love this thing. I actually have 2. I have doubles. I have another one that is, I'm just showing you, it's a barcode. I don't know why. I have another one that is actually in the shipping box. It's mint. It's probably the only one I'm actually seriously considering having CGC'd. Now here is a loot crate of issue 132, and then here's a Manifest Destiny only because it connects to this 129 variant of Jesus on the horse. That looks pretty badass. Now here are the all-out war variants for issue 115. I have all of them, I think, except for one. I think like letter N, because they go from A to N, I believe, or O, something like that. Yeah, O. And I think N is the one that is a black and white, and it's like really high priced. Here is the M. This is considered the midnight release. Anyway, here's L, and you can count backwards, but each of these pages, each of these comic issues, there's 10 of these, they all connect. All of these connect to make a poster, and each one represents 1 year in the life of the Walking Dead comic as far as a 10-year celebration. So each one, like this, represents the story that happened during that year, the time of the governor. This is meeting the governor, that was fighting the governor. Here's Michonne, like her introduction into the story around issue 19. Here's Lori and Shane, I believe that looks like. Anyway, here is issue 112. That's a really neat little variant there. I like that. And then we got the 109, the blank card stock variant. 106, this is very awesome, and I really should have grabbed 2 of these, but back then I didn't know any better. But issue 100 was the Walking Dead's 100th issue, but Charlie Adler did not start doing the artwork until issue 7. So therefore, issue 106 was his actual 100th issue, hence the Charlie Adler variant where it shows off the all the iconic artwork from The Walking Dead that Charlie did. I think that is a must-have if you're getting into collecting. Here's a 103. I think this one is specifically awesome. Reminds me of a Funko Pop Rick. I love the covers that look like the first issue. I do love those. Here is issue 100's Mega Box exclusive. This thing is still available, so if you want to get it, get it. There's only like 10 days left. I see people posting that they bought this for 80 bucks, 90 bucks, whoop-de-whoop. If you want to just buy the damn box, you get the comic, the shirt, the figure, the pin. Buy the box for 60 bucks off of skybound.com, you know, megabox.com or something. Go find it. Here's another issue 100 variant. Yet another issue 100 variant. Here's the Frank Quietly, I think his name is, issue 100 variant. Here's the Mark Silvestri, issue number 100 variant. Here's the Todd McFarlane, issue 100 variant. Here's the Escape, issue number 100 variant. And here is the Ryan Otley. Look at that little tongue. Charlie Adler's full wraparound. There is a chrome version, but I never find that laying around. I found this at a flea market though for $2. It was a score. Here is the black and white issue 100 variant. This one is really damn cool. Next up we have, one of my all-time favorite variant covers. Sasha laid down and kind of brought this cover to life on the show, and I'm glad they did that because this is, I love this cover. This was mint. I found it for like 20 bucks. When I first found out about this cover, I searched everywhere and it was like 50 bucks. I'm like, oh man. And then I kept looking and waiting and looking and waiting, and pretty soon I found a guy who had a lot of them for 20 bucks a pop. I bought 2. Anyway, here's a photo variant of issue 87. Photo variant, for those who really do not know, it's when they take a picture from a live action TV show, movie, or actors or cast. It's a real photo and they use it on the cover instead of having artwork. Well, this was right around the time, around issue 80-ish, 80 to 87-ish, you know, that's around the time the Walking Dead TV show was coming out, so they were promoting it, the first season that is. Here's the birthday issue 85, right? Yeah, that is cool. Walkers with a birthday cake. Here's Rick with the glorious bloody guts and glorious gore trail for 85. That's a nice one. Here's another photo variant for 80, right? Yeah, number 80. Rick and Glenn. Oh, I love that. I love the photo variants. Here's number 75. Yep. Exclusive of Rick walking down the street. Here's another one where I see people draw artwork in the middle. I don't want that. I like it just the way it is. That's a really cool one there. Okay, now we're getting into the signed copies. This was signed by Cliff Rathburn. He was at a convention, a member of the Map family. Jamie was awesome enough to run into him. He told me he was a really awesome dude. He was able to buy issue 158 early, get Cliff to write, "Hey Ronnie, da-da-da-da," and autograph this, and then send it to me before it was released. So that was super cool. That was a really cool signature. And here's a signature from Tony Moore. And Tony and his wife are great. You order something, they usually throw in like a bookmark or an extra comic or surprise, you know. But you can order cheap stuff. People sell a signature on the, Image First for like $100. Buy it right off of Tony for $10. Call it a day. Don't get got like some people out there. These are signatures from Stefano Giandano. I always mess up his name. But these are 3 amazing covers. Again, one of my all-time favorite issues. one of my all-time favorite variant covers, and another cover that's one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely in the top 20 all-time favorite covers. All three are signed. All three have certificates of authenticity. A member of the Map family sent those in as a gift. Those are really cool. All right, right now we are going to go into issue number 1, reprints. Now, if you're new to comic book collecting, what the hell am I talking about? I don't know if they do this with any other franchise because I don't have a clue, so I'm not going to lie to you. All I know, and as far as I know, every year for whatever convention, whether it's big or small, they will reprint issue number 1. On the inside, it's the actual issue number 1 story on the inside, but the cover is done by a random artist, whoever they get. I don't even know how they pick, who they pick, but they do a cover, and then bada bing, bada boom, you have a new cover on issue 1. It's called an issue 1 reprint. And then they have on the bottom or somewhere, it'll say what convention it's at, and the year will say it on the inside. I don't know. You don't need all those details, but here's an Abraham 1. These are issue number 1 reprints. I think at least like 5 or 10 of these, no, more than that, maybe 10 to 20 of these come out every year, different ones. I love this one with Michonne in the diner there. Is that, yeah, here's the black and white, and then here's the color, Michonne in the diner. That is awesome. If you guys follow my Doomsday Kingdom, this is very important to me. When I saw they made a cover that looked like this, now nothing like this happens in the story, but the zombies on the glass there, that is something that was something that's in the story in a way, but when I saw this, I was like, oh man, I love that visual right there. Anyway, we got a Rick and Michonne on top of a car. These are all totally different artists. Here's Rick and Glenn when they made the run in the first volume to get guns in Atlanta. Here's Rick, and I love this in color especially because you got the dark detailed zombies with the faded light colored Rick in the background. That looks awesome. Here's a badass character portrait of Rick looking badass. I guess this is down in Atlanta with zombies on top of the tanks down in Atlanta. I love those colors though. And then here's a nice one with Rick on top of a horse. Both looking badass. Here's a cool one. I like that. Well, I like them all. What am I talking about? Now, this is a special edition. This is super special because on the inside, there's bonus content as far as it shows you the original spec script, I believe. Something like that. It's very similar to the 10-year anniversary comics. We're going to get into that in just one second. But this is also a mock-up of the Carl issue number 50. Instead of Carl being here, they have Rick. And I think that is a really cool design and a really cool idea for an issue number 1 special edition. Now, this is the Skybound Mystery Box. I believe it came out like 2013 or something, 2014. It is the black and white mystery box, issue number 1 reprint. I'm not sure what they call it. It might even be an anniversary issue, the black and white one. But it gets tricky because this is the true black and white anniversary issue. It says the 10-year anniversary issue. I think this is the 5-year Skybound anniversary issue. This is the 10-year Walking Dead anniversary issue, if I'm not mistaken. But this is super special in my opinion because it's a complete reverse of the Walking Dead comic, the original comic. Because the comic, still to this day, it's in black and white, the story, but the cover's in color. This is the complete opposite, where the cover is in black and white and the interior artwork is in color. So it's the complete reverse of what The Walking Dead does. And this is the only time you can get The Walking Dead in color, the story on the inside, besides this version of it. It's the same thing. Everything on the inside is the same, the story, and then they have special features where, special bonus material, I should say, where they talk about the concept for Dead Planet, like the original script. They talked about how originally they were just going to call it Night of the Living Dead, and it was just this, just they were going to throw the zombie story together, and then how it turned into something really big and incredible. So there's definitely bonus stuff in there. There's an interview with Robert Kirkman. It's in these, and it's in the Rick with the zombies around him special edition. I'm almost positive most of what's in this is in that. It's kind of like the same thing. But anyway, I grabbed doubles of these. If you're a comic collector or you're just getting into The Walking Dead, this is a high recommend for your collection. Next up, we have the Walking Dead weeklies. Now, when the TV show was just coming out, they went back and re-released, reprinted. They're technically second prints, but they're reprints in my opinion. They are the Walking Dead weeklies. They went from issue 1 and they kept releasing them, and around issue 51 or 52, people stopped buying them, so the sales dropped, so they stopped releasing them. So my goal is to collect all of the weeklies 1 to 51 or 52. I forget what it is, but we got issue 33, and a lot of these, issue 31, that's a sexy cover. And a lot of these, if you tried to buy the first prints, especially some of them I'll show you, they are just insanely expensive, the first prints. So these are going to replace, they're going to be affordable replacements. Since I can't afford the first prints, they will just be a replacement that I'm totally comfortable with. The only difference, it says weekly on it. At least that's the only difference I can tell. Now here's the Riot Gear issues. This is 29. They did a 6-cover set with all Riot Gear. Here's 28 with a Riot Gear guy there. And you know what is interesting? Another member sent in a graded issue 27. So this is a first print. It's not a weekly. This is really cool because it's the first appearance of the Governor. And remember Cliff Rathburn? He has some really cool zombie art on the back of that. So I think that is cool. But this is 28, I said. And then we have 24. This is the very last cover that Tony Moore did. He did the first 6 issues and the first 24 covers. And then we have weekly 23 with Tyrese fighting Rick. We have 22. This is a questionable cover. Kind of odd that they would incorporate this. It feels like there's so much more story they could have done. It's something interesting they could have done as far as a comic book about zombies, but they put Michonne and Tyrese making out on the cover. I always thought that was a little weird. I always thought they could have done something better than that. I'm never big on love stories, though, so maybe that's just a bias I have. Here we go. Walking Dead Weekly number 20. This is pretty cool, though. Imagine the world is gone. You are just in a messed up place. You're pregnant. You're in the zombie apocalypse, and you're just cuddled up here in a prison hiding from the dead. I think that is such a cool cover. Here's a super key issue, and this is going to be a replacement since I can never afford the first print. I could probably afford this one. This one I've seen for $200, $300, $400. I just never thought it was... It's just not right in my position to spend that much money on a single issue, though, so I'll wait until I can. But for now, this will be a very satisfying replacement until I can. But here's issue 18. I love these weeklies. They're early. The color's gorgeous. They're crisp and new. Love them. Here's issue 17. I know sometimes people don't care about the second prints and weeklies. Like I said, I'm not that picky. If these are going to be replacements until I can get a first print, that's fine. The only difference is that one word. Other than that, you take that out of there and it's not really that different. Here's the Walking Dead issue 15. Here's the Walking Dead issue 14 in the prison with the hand. Here's 13 with Rick and Tyrese going into the prison on the cover. Here is a fake out cover of someone putting a gun to Rick's head in issue 12. Here's issue 11. Love this because in the story it's the walkers in the barn and the people on the outside. On the cover it's the walkers on the outside and people in the barn. And then we have the gorgeous cover for 10. I love that sky there. And then we have 9, one of my all-time favorite reflective imagery. We have an eyeball. This is an eyeball of a zombie, you can tell, huh? And then Rick is a reflection. You see the fly there? Oh man, look at that. Bzzz. Oh man, I love that cover so much. And then we have issue 8, something that makes me sad every time I see it, that we're never going to get snow in the Walking Dead TV show. Man, it's so depressing. Look how cool the van, the RV hidden in the blizzard looks on the cover. So cool. Here's a very cool silhouette of issue 6. Nice. And then issue 5 in the snow again. Issue 4, countdown time. Issue 3, if you notice something, look at issue 2. You see how that looks like a it looks like an official cover, and then issue 3 kind of looks like a trading card or something, and then issue 4 goes back to looking like an official cover. Well, I believe the story goes this was the cover they were using to promote, or the concept for the story, and they were running behind or busy or something. They needed art for issue 3, the cover, and they just threw this in there. This was like a concept image that they put up for issue number 1's cover. Well, I think it shows though, because you get covers like this and this go together, even this, how it's full, and it looks like they spent time making this purposely for a cover, and then you get cover 3 and it looks like a trading card. Very last key issue, Holy Grail replacement wise, this is the Walking Dead weekly issue number 1. Like I said, I'll never own the first print number 1, at least not anytime soon, so this is going to be a replacement until then. I love it. I absolutely love the first issue. I think this would be pretty cool to get. This, I should hang them up. This, the 103 variant in this style, the 150 variant, what else is there? So that would be, you know, the old and the old and the new, yada yada yada. I just love it. I love it. I think that's so cool. But have the weekly and then the 10-year anniversary. That's right, there's more. The 10-year anniversary, the black and white one, the 103 variant, the 150 variant. Just cool. I think so anyway. I love that. Now here's the thing, usually I show off some of the comics that are not Walking Dead related. However, this video is just far too long, and I'm going to keep this true and honest, my full comic collection update for The Walking Dead. We're not even going to showcase any other titles in this video, but I will say we will get to them when I do the room tour in another day or two. I also need to show off the volumes, the compendiums. What we'll do is we'll just start in one corner of the room, we'll work our way all the way out by the Blu-ray shelf. If I gotta, you know, cut it apart into 2 or 3 parts, I will do that. After we do the collection videos, we're jumping into some other entertainment. I think you're going to love it. We have 2 Walking Dead videos specifically for the TV show that I'm very excited to bring out. The very first one, unfortunately, it's a negative kind of topic, but it's the very worst of The Walking Dead. It's one of those type of videos, but it's not what you think it is. You'll like it. You'll like it. We're starting the best and the worst of with The Walking Dead, but you'll like it, and there's a reason to start there. So leave your thoughts and opinions about your comic collection down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.